All right, hello everybody. Got time for a little bit of a channel drop in. It's been a while and it's been a busy week, so not much time for gaming. But we have played our second round of Command and Colors Napoleonics, and didn't do no good. What the heck is the name of that scenario? Oh, I want to say Olitz or something like that. Olitz the right flank or something, but it's the French run retreat, and they actually got militia units. They're not really too strong, but if you can make a stand and hold these hills, it was a good game. I started off getting about three or four. Well, the French player starts off with about three or four banners anyway, but I lost something like 8 banners to 3 as the French player. My opponent was the Allies, the Portuguese, and the English. And I think his name was Eric. But he was a really good player. Of course, all these people know the game a lot more than me. They play it. But yeah, and I held my own for a while. Now it'll be real interesting. We got to play the second game of our series, and I'll be the British, which they definitely got the advantage. They got more tactical cards, more command cards. But like I said, they start out at a disadvantage, but it quickly goes their way. But yeah, so far my opponent was 0-2. He didn't win any games in his last one, so it was a couple of toilet dwellers, toilet bowl dwellers going at it. And he came out the victor. So I'm hoping I can get me at least a victory and maybe stay in this tournament. I think if I lose this one, I'm probably out of it. But yeah, that was it. That commanding colors. Now I had a better cards this time, and actually had me a grandiose plan. You know, you can have all the plans in the world in commanding colors, and they go out the window. I finally got a good card at the end, and he said it was too little, too late. It was too little, too late. Although at the end he tried killing my leader with a ranged combat fire, and there was, unbeknownst to me, an observer in our room. I guess the guy that was part of our tournament, because this guy said he knew him. I think his name was Dale. He was an observer, and when we thought I lost the game, he killed my leader. He said that'll be game. The observer typed in the chat that you can't kill a leader with ranged combat, so he went ahead and looked through the rules and found out that he was right. So it only prolonged the inevitable for another turn or two. And plus, I think my opponent he had some family obligations, and I think he was just kind of wanting me to concede, but I was going to take it to the very end and see if there was maybe I could make a comeback. But I could tell towards the end there, his kids was like Dad, he just wanted to go. So, but yeah, it just like I said, I think he was getting a little aggravated because it was just prolonging the inevitable. But that is it for Command and Colors. Now here, I was playing this game last night, and the Japanese came up with a move where they moved their invasion force, or one of these forces, right into Midway, in the same area as my Task Force 1. And it was not good. The only good thing about it for me was there was a weather incident, which meant there was no air launches. But unfortunate for me, he had his task force went in the same area as my task force. And like I said, there was no carrier options. Nobody could launch any planes, so it was just a ship-on-ship battle. And unfortunately, both of my carriers suffered hits. Hold on a second, let me pause this for a cough break. But, so, now, I got carriers that are destroyed. Who went down to Yorktown, I think, to Saratoga. I got the Lexington damaged. So 2 carriers went down in that little skirmish between surface vessels. We couldn't, like I said, couldn't launch no air attacks, but it was their destroyers that pretty well, close combat, shot up that carrier, nailed one down, and the other one is on his way back to Pearl Harbor. He's in the damage box, whatever that means, but he is ineffective. My Task Force 1 now only consists of some destroyers, reinforcements that eat on top of that. So there you go. That is the only thing stopping the huge fleet. Now I do have some forces here, some air units, and like I said, I got a bunch of air units and stuff here at Midway still. They just were just grounded because of the weather. So we'll see if they can hold it off. But the carriers are done for. Just a carrier-less task force right now. We were at the Japanese logistics segment. You can see where we're going. Look into the U.S. Naval turn. We'll be able to coordinate, move around, and get ready for the next push. But the important thing is, I'm down to, I think there's only 3 in there. Yeah, only 3 more chip holes left. Like if I hold off till then, it'd be a nice little draw, maybe a minor victory. I don't know how they'll score it. But yeah, the big news from our last turn was the weather event. Whenever you move fleets around, you always got to draw from this event. Company definitely plays havoc on the game. But hey, you know, that's the way it is. That's why we call it a game, and that's how we have fun. But that's what's going on here. Down here in the war room section of Man Cave. Don't get much going on here lately. Like I said, 50, 60 hours. Well, not 60, but 55 or so. And then, of course, on a Friday, get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and think it's going to be an easy day. Well, I mean, we were out till 6 o'clock, 6 or 7 that night. So not much time for gaming. Taking a little break here, though, because you got to always have a little bit of mental relief. That's it from the War Room section of Man Cave. We'll be back.